Danny Flexen for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my old friend, I guess we can say these days. We've spoken quite a number of times now over the years. SugarHill Steward, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying myself here in Morecambe, uh, England, over here at Morecambe Bay.
What do you make of it? What do you make of Morecambe Bay?
It's a very nice place. It's a vacation town, pretty much, and that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying my vacation here.
And are you actually staying in Tyson's home?
Yes, I am. The doors are open and welcome to me, so I'm happy to be here and not at some hotel or something like that.
Well, it's quite a
I'm right here.
reversal of roles, isn't it? Because he stayed with you in the US, and now he's returning the favour, and you're staying with him here.
Yeah, and that's why I like it even better.
Yeah, well,
I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
yeah, you look very comfortable, I have to say. Um, what made now the right time for you to come over? Because previously he's worked for you in the States. Is it partly because of the travel restrictions?
I mean, you can say that, but we had planned on spending time together, just with no fight coming up, just to spend time together. So just now was just the right time. Uh, we both had a time on our hands, and it just made perfect sense.
And how much of this trip, you said it's a vacation, how much of it is about you guys having fun, spending time together, and how much is it about serious training?
It's all about having fun and spending time together. You know, right now Tyson he's got a new gym, so I'm helping him with the new gym really. So it all comes into play at the right time. He's getting a new gym up and running for himself to stay fit. And me being here, helping and being a part of it is actually good for me because I've spent so many times with Emmanuel setting up training camps and different things like that. So my knowledge is helpful here in this situation at this time with him with his new gym. And I'd like to add and say it's a gorgeous gym.
Hmm.
Uh, built just especially for him. So I'm sure you guys will be seeing it soon when he starts posting things about it. And it's a great facility.
Well, we look forward to coming up and visiting it at some point. It's very exciting stuff. What's the latest from your position on what's happening with the third Wilder fight? Because as a trainer, you need to know when you're going to start proper training camp.
Well, actually, I don't know anything about the next fight. We've heard dates and we're going to hear dates, and nothing's actually going to be 100% etched in stone because of the COVID epidemic going on, pandemic going on around the world. So the best thing we can do is just I don't look for it too much and hold it with too much of a weight because things could change, and that's pretty much where I stand. And where Tyson stands. Tyson stayed in shape, so that's not going to be a problem. And with every fighter should stay in shape, so they won't have these problems and have to just get in shape and train when a fight's coming on.
And if it does turn out to be before the end of the year, I know Frank Warren said, regardless of who's in the opposite corner, Tyson wants to be out before the end of this year. Will you stay in the UK and work with him here at the new gym, or will you take him back to the US with you?
Can't say. I mean, if he's fighting in the UK, then it wouldn't make sense to go to the USA and train and come back here to fight. So everything's up in the air. There's really no answers for anything right now. A lot of ifs and maybes.
Is it a concern from a trainer's point of view if it does end up being someone who's not Deontay Wilder, who's perhaps not as big a fight in terms of motivation? How do you keep his eye on the prize, if you like?
I don't think lack of motivation will be a problem if it's other than Deontay Wilder. Tyson's been boxing for a long time. Myself, I've been a trainer and a coach for a long time. So pretty much I'm up for every fight. And Tyson is just as well. We both have like a sort of the same mentality. So, um, you know, it's fun being around him and good being around him, training him and teaching him because we vibe off each other. And that makes it a lot better. So if I'm not slacking, he ain't slacking. Or if I'm slacking, he gonna make sure I ain't slacking. Or if I'm slacking, then he gonna make sure I ain't slacking. So that's not a problem at all.
Now, I spoke to you not long after the great win that Tyson had over Deontay Wilder in their second fight, and you were considering briefly retirement after that. What is it about this big man that keeps pulling you back into the sport?
Well, uh, right now I'm not back in the sport. I'm on vacation,
Officially
so
retired
I,
still.
I, I did retire. So I'm still in retirement. I do a landscaping business at home, which has been keeping me busy. And yeah, I go to the gym. The gym is back open again in the U.S. and amateurs trying to get the amateur team back together still. So um, I guess I can't really answer that. I'm here on vacation.
So you're still officially in retirement, although maybe come back for one last big night, as we talked about previously.
Yeah, so maybe just like with everything else, everything is a maybe right now with this pandemic going on.
What is Tyson's training at the moment? Because obviously there isn't a date, so you're just ticking over. What sort of thing is he doing? Is it mainly just running and groundwork, that kind of thing?
You know, a lot of things that we do is just talking. We can talk on the phone, but being one on one, personal talking, taking walks, running, you know, watching them hit the bag, things like that. Most of it is talk. I can't tell you what we talk about, but most of it is talk.
Sure.
It's a lot of talking that goes on, in preparation, and developing and you know, staying on track. A lot of talking.
Have you had much input into the nutrition since you've been there, especially as you're staying Shea Fury at the moment?
You said nutrition?
Yeah, obviously you're seeing what he's eating every day now. So do you have much input, or do you just let him get on with it?
No, see, I don't have to baby Tyson. Tyson knows what he has to do, what he wants to do. He's motivated himself. Uh, you know, Tyson can do what he wants to do pretty much, but he won't do it. So that makes it a lot easier for me. I don't have to worry about him. And
I can hear him
we're eating the
shouting
same.
from downstairs.
Yeah, we're eating the same things. You know, I'm barbecuing, I'm cooking, and we go out and we eat some places that he like. He's showing me around. So it's you know, I'm having a great time here, and he's having a great time with me being here.
And he's got a big family, of course. What's it like being surrounded by the entire Fury brood while you're here?
Uh, Normal. I mean, I don't have a big family at home, but I've been around big families with all the fighters and stuff that I trained in Emmanuel. You know, I've always been around the family. The Crump family is a bigger family than Tyson's family. So this is just normal for me. I don't mind being here at the house with the family and, you know, the kids running around. It doesn't bother me at all.
And Tyson obviously wasn't your only fighter before you, and I'll put this in inverted commas, went into retirement. What's happening with the other guys at the moment back home? Shohar John Agashev is one, of course.
Well, see, you know, a lot of these other fighters are not from the U.S. as well, so they're at home training, staying ready for when the time opens up. They'll be ready for, and we'll unite and we'll start back where we left off at.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, with the current situation, I know you said there's not much you can say with the pandemic, but do you have a set time you're planning to stay here for, or are you just waiting to find out what the next step is?
I'll be here for 2 fortnights.
Okay. And what are your other plans while you're here, apart from catching up with Tyson? What are you going to be doing?
I'm sightseeing. I'm going to the lakes. You know, different things. Tyson's got plans for me to go places and see things. So I'm open and I'm happy to be here so I can you know, explore new things. I've been here before in England, but I haven't been on vacation. I've always been working. So this allows me to get out and do what I want to do.
Well, you say that, but now people are aware of the fact that you're here. I think you might end up being quite in demand, especially in the north of England with a lot of fighters who may want to work with you.
Uh well, I don't know what to say about that. You know, I'm here on vacation now. Like you said, I'm with Tyson, and you know, I really do enjoy teaching. Uh, you know, teaching the sport of boxing, teaching this form of combat. I love it. It's a thrill. It's exciting for me even to work with different people because I learn from everyone that I train. I'm not just a trainer who I know everything. I'm learning. I can learn something from any fighter that I come in contact with, any fighter that I work with, and I feel like I can help anybody out there. You know, with their boxing and their style. So, working with new fighters and things like that is always a joy for me. And you know, to work with fighters that maybe don't have a name and to bring them up and to make them have a name and become champion and reach their goals. You know, it's part of my goals is you know, help people be successful and succeed.
What is it about Tyson that you admire the most? What qualities that he possesses do you respect the most?
For me, Tyson is a real person and genuine. When I say real, he's genuine. He talks a lot. A lot of people don't believe what he's saying, but he's going to speak his mind, and he's not afraid to be wrong. So I mean, that's what I admire the most about him. He's a genuine person, and people may not like what he says sometimes, and the way he says it and does things, but for me, that's him. It's his personality. Everybody's not going to like one person or everything you do. So if you're not trying to please everybody, you just live your life the way he does it, and I admire that.
And there's been a lot of talk in the UK over the last year, especially about a potential super fight in the future between Tyson and Anthony Joshua, of course. Would you be able to resist being involved in such a huge fight?
Only time will tell, Danny.
You play your cards very close to your vest. I mean, what I would say is Joshua presents a very different challenge from Wilder. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, this is the elite of the heavyweight of the division, the elite in boxing. So every fighter, the names that you mentioned on that level is going to present some kind of different, different challenge in its own right. And this is the top level. You have to prepare for it and know what to expect, or even guess. Kind of guess what to expect, or maybe be ready for things that you may not expect. Pretty much like life. I mean, you have to prepare for things, and you have to sometimes ad lib. You have to make up some stuff as you go sometimes. And it's just a part of adapting. Like right now, everybody has to adapt right now to COVID. People didn't like it at first. Stay in the house. Don't go here. You can't eat at this time. Can't eat at this place. You can only eat here, but you can't drink. Everybody has to make adjustments and adapt. People have had to adapt and change throughout history. So now there's computers now. That's having to adapt. At one point, it wasn't VCRs and microwaves. So people always have to adapt. The human race has to adapt in everything, whether the weather changes, some kind of natural disaster. There has to be some kind of adapting. We've adapted all these years.
Joshua is someone who we saw lose his world titles to Andy Ruiz, which was a big shock on his US debut, but then showed a certain amount of character to come back against the guy who knocked him out and outpoint him clearly to regain the belts. Do you have a lot of respect for Joshua, not just as a fighter, but his mettle, his character?
Yes, you definitely have to say that. I've had respect for Joshua, long time ago, and he gained a lot of respect from everyone when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, and he was hurt and he came back to win that fight. So that's not even a question, of his character as being a boxer and a war, and competitive with, him losing to Andy Ruiz to come back and winning that fight. It just goes to show his determination and his ability to overcome things as he done before.
And I want to ask you as well, you've worked with Tyson for a little while now. You're over in the UK. Have you started picking up any of the language, any of the kind of the way Tyson talks yet?
Yeah, you didn't hear me. I said I'll be here for 2 fortnights.
Right, yeah, there is that.
I did it so smooth, you didn't even know I was speaking. I was speaking English dialect and English language.
Are we going to see you along the beachfront in Morecambe Bay just calling random passers-by dossers, or are you not quite there yet?
Been there already. I got here last Friday, so I've been all over the Morecambe Bay, running up and down it, walking it, just being a part of the community here.
Would you ever consider living here permanently?
I don't know. I do like the place. I do like Morecambe Bay, Morecambe. And like I said, I can adapt and live anywhere. I wouldn't have a problem if I was to live here. If some things changed in my life and I was living here in Morecambe, it doesn't really matter where I live, because wherever I live, I always do a lot of traveling. So what difference does it make for me?
But But it's nice to have somewhere to lay your hat, isn't it? I suppose when you come back from a training camp, you've got somewhere to call your own.
Listen, Danny, as long as I got a nice kitchen and a nice kitchen where I can cook, I'm okay.
How does Paris feel about you taking over the kitchen sometimes?
Not a problem. I'm family here.
Excellent. You're an honorary Fury.
That's what I was told. So I mean, that's why I'm happy to be here. Hey, you just say my house is your home. Tu casa, mi casa.
Great stuff.
No, mi casa, tu casa. I think I got to go running now. It's 5:00.
Okay, well, I'll let you go. More important work needs to be done. But I really appreciate your time. And tell the big man we're looking forward to seeing him back in action.
I sure will. Good talking to you, Danny.
And you.
I gotta hit the road, man. I gotta stay in shape.
Yeah, I've heard Tyson saying about the suit.
If you know the old saying, if you don't work, you don't eat. So running is my work. So if I run good today, then I get to eat good. We get to go to a nice restaurant, maybe, and I can eat a lot more. But if I don't run, if I go to that restaurant and eat, I can't order me nothing but a salad.
Yeah, well, you better go run then. Good luck, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Okay, talk to you soon, Danny.
Take care. Bye bye.